Life, her
Hey
podcast.
everyone, I would like to thank you all for your prayers and condolences of the passing of my mother, October 25th. I really appreciate it. This is a tough journey for me, but I'm going to seek it through. I just need everyone to please keep me and my family in your prayers while we get through this hard time. Thank you, ladies, and enjoy the podcast. Hey, ladies. I am Yvette Lloyd, and I came here today to just vent a little. I recently lost my mother October 25th, 2019. She had heart congestive failure, and it was a rough time of seeing her in a coma for nearly a week. And it gave me time to just think about so much and heal in many ways as well, as far as praying, just fasting real heavy. My mom was a really, really good woman. And something on my spirit led me to do this podcast because I want to share with you guys the strength of a woman. A lot of us women don't realize how powerful we are until we reach a certain peak in life, or we go through things in life and we feel like our life is falling apart. I want to give you a little history about my mother. My mother started working for the city of Akron. She drove this real big, huge salt truck, and she actually had the biggest truck ever. And when she started this, she started in the labor, and it was May 7th, 1979. And when she started this job, she was only making $4.43. Just imagine that you working a hard labor job doing salt trucks, laying down asphalt, picking leaf pickup and different things of that nature. And my mom was only 5'4", maybe 150 pounds, working a man's job as a semi-skilled labor in highway maintenance. And during that time, she was laid off October 12th, 1979. She was laid off. She was laid off for a long time. It was from October 12th and all the way until May 19th, 1980 is when she went right back to work. And then she continuously got laid off in between times. My mom was laid off a total number of about 6 to 8 times laid off. But during that time, she had my brother in 1978. And my brother, my mom lives in the projects, and raising him and making sure he has a life that he always wanted to have and she wanted him to have. 5 years later, my mother had me because my brother wanted a sibling to play with. And during that 5-year grace period in between time, my mom was still getting laid off, but she went from being laid off to permanent. I was born in 1983, and my mom was still getting laid off in between that time. But she didn't become permanent until November 5th, 1990. That's when she became permanent, and she was still only making $8.50. When my mom became permanent, before that, even when she was getting laid off and multiple times, my mom still managed to purchase her very first home. The first home she lived in is where I started my daycare center. My mother moved out of that house and bought the house next door to me so I could pursue my dreams and I could have a place to stay. And I started living in that house when I was 20 years old. But what I realized when I started to take over the bills that I knew that my mom was paying. I was only making $7.25 an hour around that time, because I was working in daycare. And with me paying the mortgage there, utilities, getting groceries and stuff, I could not imagine how my mom managed to get by every day in life, taking care of my brother and I. And we wanted for nothing, but she wasn't making nothing. And my mom was working it. She was working it. We didn't give food stamps or nothing like that. But my mom still managed to handle so much stuff. And with me just looking at her work history, and she had so much dedication to stick with this job for so many years, getting paid nothing. My mom worked 39 years for the highway maintenance division, and she retired April 30th, 2018. When my mom retired, she was only making $15, $16 an hour. And if that isn't inspiring, I don't know what is. Because after you working 39 years on a job and you retire only making that much, it blows my mind. It really do. I can't believe it myself. And it goes to show my mom really loved what she did at her job. And not only that, she showed how much she was able to manage money and still maintain so much. If y'all see these houses she have left me and my brother, like, they are breathtaking. Every year she got beautiful yard award through the city and everything. And she built her own pond back there, had music playing. Like, she was killing it. My mom was really powerful. My mom was very holistic also. She was real big on folks eating healthy, taking the right vitamins, don't eat certain foods because it'll blow you up, and just making sure that you was always on the right track. Not only that, my mom really was focused on love. My mom loved me and my brother so much that when she got off work, of course, my mom worked in the yard a lot. She was real big on yard work. She also made time for my brother and I, sat with us at the table for homework or sit with us to watch TV. It was even times when we'd just go out to eat and she won't cook that day. Or I don't know if y'all ever heard of Parade of Homes, but Parade of Homes is like when a new allotment comes up and everybody built these new homes. So my mom used to take us to these homes because it was like an open house. So when she took us there, she gave us a vision on a life that we should have as we got older. With us going into these big houses, I'm talking about these houses were a lot of money. Some houses were up to $1 million. And when she took us, it's like she was big on speaking things into existence, and just knowing how to ask for things and receive it. And what she did with us doing that, she made sure she gave us a vision, and she knew how to teach us to word things to a point where we are able to receive the things that we wanted in life. But it was mainly things that we needed. With that being said, it's like I had a real active mother. I had a loving mother to the point where almost every Saturday she'll wake us up and she'd be like, all right, y'all, get up. It's time to clean up. Like, we will clean from 8 a.m. until whenever we get done, and making sure that the house is clean. And with the house being clean, which is something my mom was real big on, she always said, if the inside of your house isn't right, then your whole life will be right. And who sometimes we don't realize that if our house isn't spotless clean, our mental isn't either. When our house is a mess, we become a mess. You have to have airflow in your home and the smell of cleanness, the look of cleanness, and it'll help you think straight. She was real big on that. And most people come to my house or her house or whatever, they see is clean, spotless. And it does help you think straight. And then when it gets to a point where I just be running around so much and I just have clothes out, I'll start to feel cluttered mentally. So it carried on with me for the rest of my life, and making sure that my home is always clean. And you just have that comfort aura in your house to the point when people come here, they automatically want to go to sleep or anything. It's just comfortable. And my mom was into that a lot, just making sure everything that we did and represented was comfortable. It was out of love. And that's what she was really on. During these times, my mom went through a phase of, she got to a point where she wanted to let go all of like bad foods. So she was real big on organic food, plant-based food, the vitamins that you take and everything. And that's where she was at. Her body was very cleansed. My mom was extremely healthy. She even had a juice that she made that, it gave you a certain feeling and it made you feel good. My mom had got to a point she lost weight and everything because she was eating right. And during that time, she had a stent put in, and they gave her some like blood thinner medication, blood pressure medicine. She tried it. It's not like she didn't try it. It was just, it made her weaker. It made her really sick. And I understand now how she felt, because I was upset. I'm like, Mom, you got to take your medicine. You got to take your medicine. She like, I ain't taking that shit. And she was just really, really serious about it. But it was like, it's what she wanted to do. But I understood her once I had to take medication and stuff for me getting sick. And it made me feel sicker than what I was. It's because some people's body just can't take that type of medication. And you have to figure out solutions or something to make you feel better. And my mom did find a solution for her blood thinner medication, because none of her stents were closed up or anything. She had good blood flow. Her heart was just fine. It was just to a point and she had trouble breathing, and she kept getting fluid in the lungs. And that's what caused her to not be able to breathe too well. So, but it was just the night when she just couldn't breathe, and that time she just passed out, and she never woke up after that. And what caused it to go really bad was she had brain damage to the brain, because she was without oxygen for 30 minutes. And it is like a painful process. I'm just trying to maintain every day and keep positive thoughts, keep my drive going. I post things here and there, but I just didn't want to be too in depth or anything. But I'm going to take a break from social media and everything and get myself mentally together. I'm taking a break from my youth program for my girls so I can get my mind right and together as well. And just get myself on the right track. I got a lot of dreams to pursue, especially this podcast. This Life Her podcast means a lot to me because my mom really wanted me to do this podcast. She always said that women always needed to heal, and women need to understand they're powerful, and they need to understand that they have so much in life to live for. And that's what I'm going to do with this podcast. Have different women on here to share their life stories so people will know that it's so much out here in this world that we can pursue and we can live our dreams forever. I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention and let you know I don't wish losing a mother on anybody, because boy, I tell you, it's a painful feeling. But it's like I know at the same time that my mother is happy. She's at peace. She's one of my ancestors now. I know she's watching over me. It's little things that happen to me daily, and I know it's a way of her speaking to me. And she don't even only speak to me. She done spoke to my friends and different family members and everything to let them know, like, look, nah, you ain't gonna do this, you gonna do this. And she's just a powerful, good woman. And she was just gone too soon, but she was gone on God's time. She was only 61 years old. And it's so crazy because, you know, I feel sorry for my niece and nephew. My nephew lost his grandmother, which is his mother's mom. He lost her in December of 2018. Then when he lost her, he ended up losing my mom. So both of his grandmothers are gone. And then my niece, she loses my mom on the 25th. And then 4 days later, she loses her other grandmother, which is her mom's mom. And it's like both of my niece and nephew, they don't have grandparents no more at all. So it's heartbreaking to even deal with that. And then it's also heartbreaking knowing that in January 2019, my husband lost his mother. And now it's just a big, huge toll on me and my husband. We got to battle each other sometimes because we been praying so much. Like, we pray literally every day, all day, because we got to keep ourselves together and balance. It's like I got to keep him strong, he got to keep me strong. It's just like a back and forth thing. Like, we teeter-totter with each other because his mom was someone I was dearly close to, and my mom was someone he was close to, and we both lost our mothers. We both lost two moms. So it's just hard. And I just know that I have to turn my pain into power, because that's the only way that I'm going to get through this. And I'm going to have to continue to pray out to God and let him help me get through it as well. It's real deep, and I just have to go into I gotta get into like a praying closet to the point I have to pray my way through this, because I don't want to find myself going into depression or anything of that nature. So I have to make sure I just keep myself all the way together. But I just really wanted to share my thoughts and where I'm at right now mentally and everything. And I really, really appreciate you all for tuning in to Life Her Podcast, because this podcast really means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me because I know it's something that my mom really loved a lot. You're going to see a video on our website, and then to have my mother on there as well. Just tune in, follow us on Instagram, and Facebook, Life Her Podcast. Go onto our website, lifeherpodcast.com. And ladies, just know your strength, know your worth, get your health in order. Make sure you stay prayed up and spend time with your friends and family, people that really means a lot to you. Let them know that you love them, you care about them, and don't leave the house angry at someone, or always let people know how you feel about them and how much you love them. Don't let life pass you by. Don't entertain negativity. Don't have time for none of that. If someone's spirit isn't right and it isn't sent with you, or they always in a negative mind frame, just stay away. Like, your peace should mean everything to you at this moment. And one thing I feel good about, I have plenty of memories, plenty of videos, plenty of pictures of me and my mom, because we was really, really close, and we've done so much together, and it means a lot to me. And I could always just go back and I could hear her voice. I could hear her say so many things, and it usually just rejuvenate me and get me right back on track. And I know my mother was proud of me, and I know it's so much more to come. So thank you for tuning in, ladies. Tell someone you love them and you care about them. Take them out to eat. And then love you, ladies.